Forbidden rituals in the occult are not simply magical or symbolic practices. They are a means of accessing powerful hidden energies often considered beyond the bounds of ordinary human understanding. The term forbidden itself arises because society, religion, and law place strict moral or social restrictions on these practices. In the occult, these rituals are not mere games, but rather a means of manipulating the subtle energies present in the universe, both cosmic and personal. Performers of forbidden rituals are believed to be able to open gateways to dimensions or entities inaccessible through conventional spiritual methods, thus carrying significantly higher risks. The energies involved in forbidden rituals are often referred to as dark energies or hidden forces due to their uncontrollable nature and ability to influence consciousness, the mind, and even physical reality. In the occult, all rituals, including forbidden ones, are preceded by intense mental and spiritual preparation. Performers must understand their intentions, develop inner discipline, and prepare themselves for the consequences of the energies released. The slightest mistake, such as an impure intention or a symbolic transgression, can turn these energies destructive, trigger psychological disorders, or attract unwanted entities. Forbidden rituals typically use a combination of spells, symbols, and ritual tools to focus energy. Protective circles, pentagrams, candles, and special objects are considered channels that allow energy to flow with high intensity. From an occult perspective, these rituals require not only physical action, but also complete control over the mind and emotions. Those who are not mentally or emotionally prepared can easily fall prey to the negative effects of these energies, even if they simply imitate the ritual without understanding its essence. This chapter emphasizes that forbidden rituals are not simply taboo practices or mystical entertainment, but rather a serious part of occult science, where every movement, word, and symbol has meaning and consequence. Understanding the essence of these rituals helps one see that the power unleashed is not merely external, but also reflects the inner state and intentions of the practitioner. With this perspective, forbidden rituals can be studied theoretically to increase awareness of energy, moral boundaries, and humanity's relationship to the broader spiritual dimension without being exposed to the dangers that often accompany them.
In occultism, symbols and tools are central to any forbidden ritual because they serve as channels for focusing and directing subtle energy. Each symbol has its own meaning and should not be used carelessly. For example, the pentagram is often used to protect the practitioner and channels spiritual energy, but its position, facing upwards or downwards, can alter the energy's effects to be constructive or destructive. A protective circle is a classic symbol that confines energy, creating a safe space in which the ritual can be performed without harming the practitioner. In an occult context, understanding the meaning of a symbol is more important than simply copying its shape, because energy responds to intention and awareness, not just the physical symbol itself. Besides symbols, ritual tools also play a vital role. Candles, for example, are not only a source of light, but also a medium for directing energy to a specific focus. Black candles are often used for rituals related to releasing negative energy or contact with dark entities, while white candles symbolize cleansing and protection. Chalices, bells, wands, and other special objects are thought to strengthen the concentration of energy, creating a resonance that allows the ritual to be more effective. Even everyday objects with a specific history or energy can be used as ritual tools if prepared and imbued with the right intention. Mantras or special utterances are also important tools. Words are not simply verbal symbols. They are thought to manifest energy vibrations that can alter inner states, open channels of communication with other dimensions, or influence physical reality. In forbidden rituals, the use of mantras must be precise, as mispronunciation or misintention can reverse the energy's effects and become harmful. Furthermore, the combination of symbols, tools, and mantras is usually tailored to the ritual's purpose, whether for protection, healing, contact with entities, or specific energy manipulation. This chapter emphasizes that in occultism, tools and symbols are not mere decorations, but living energy mediums. Each element has a specific frequency, resonance, and function directly connected to the practitioner's intention. Ignoring or misusing symbols and tools can destabilize the ritual's energy and even cause serious negative effects. By deeply understanding the meaning and use of tools, a practitioner can maximize the energy released while minimizing risks, making forbidden rituals a means of learning and developing responsible energy awareness.
History records many forbidden rituals that have sparked controversy due to the power of the energy they release or their extreme psychological and physical effects. In occultism, these rituals are considered experiments in understanding the laws of energy and hidden realities, despite the high risks. One classic example is the ritual of summoning entities or spirits, which are believed to grant the practitioner extraordinary insight or power. However, historical records show that practitioners often experienced mental disorders, traumatic experiences, or even death due to being unprepared for the energies released. Symbolic or actual sacrifices are also recorded in many cultures. For example, some ancient communities performed animal or symbolic sacrifices to invoke blessings or center collective energy. In the occult context, these sacrifices are not simply physical rituals, but rather means of releasing specific energies, focusing intentions, and establishing desired spiritual resonance. Such rituals teach that spiritual energy must be respected. Careless manipulation can turn the results destructive. Another well-known forbidden ritual is the practice of spiritual alchemy mixed with occult elements. Some medieval alchemists performed rituals to alter consciousness or transcend the boundaries of reality, using symbols, spells, and natural elements as energy conduits. Although many failed or faced dangerous consequences, these accounts provide profound insights into how energy can be directed through discipline, symbolism, and complex rituals. This chapter emphasizes that the forbidden rituals recorded in history are not mere legends or scary stories, but a concrete reflection of human efforts to understand and master hidden energies. The perpetrator's purpose and intent are always key factors. The energy released is not neutral, but responds to the perpetrator's awareness, intention, and preparation. By studying the history of these rituals, we can understand the limits of energy, the potential risks, and the fundamental principles of occultism, which emphasizes caution, discipline, and awareness in all energy practices. The history of forbidden rituals also teaches us that spiritual energy possesses real and significant power. Although seemingly mystical or taboo, these practices offer important lessons about ethics, awareness, and responsibility in manipulating subtle energies. With this perspective, we can study forbidden rituals theoretically, assessing their risks and benefits without resorting to physically or psychologically harmful practices. Forbidden rituals not only affect the performer psychologically, but also impact the internal and external energies surrounding them. In occultism, the energy released during a ritual is responsive to the performer's intentions and discipline. When intentions are impure or the performer is not mentally prepared, this energy can become destructive, causing emotional disturbances, severe stress, or frightening supernatural experiences. Long-term effects can include imbalances in the body's energy, the emergence of obsessions, or even difficulty distinguishing between the physical and spiritual worlds. Several historical accounts indicate that performers of forbidden rituals often experience mental and physical disorders. For example, summoning entities without sufficient preparation can cause profound anxiety, insomnia, hallucinations, or psychological dependence on the released energy. In occultism, this is referred to as blocked energy or disrupted energy flow, where the normally harmonious flow of energy becomes disrupted and unstable. Even the surrounding environment can be affected. Others near the ritual without energy protection may feel tension, fear, or disruption of personal energy patterns. In addition to negative effects, forbidden rituals can also have positive impacts if performed with discipline and clear intentions. The energy released can strengthen awareness, awaken sharp intuition, or aid understanding of broader spiritual dimensions. However, achieving this requires thorough preparation, an understanding of symbols, and a high degree of self-control. This chapter emphasizes that risks are always present in any occult practice. Energy is never neutral and always responds to the practitioner's intentions and awareness. In this context, energy protection becomes crucial. Performers of forbidden rituals are advised to use protective circles, cleansing mantras, meditation, or energy balancing rituals before and after the practice. This way, negative risks can be minimized, and the energy released can be directed toward learning, introspection, or spiritual development. This chapter emphasizes that understanding the risks and impacts of energy is a crucial step to ensure that forbidden rituals do not become traps, but rather tools for wisely mastering energy. Studying forbidden rituals in the occult is not simply about imitating practices or learning methods, but rather requires a deep understanding of ethics, intention, and spiritual responsibility. Every ritual involving powerful energy has consequences for both the practitioner and the environment, so inner discipline is an absolute requirement before attempting to understand or implement these practices. In the occult, responsible practitioners always emphasize pure intentions, learning goals, and full awareness of the impact of the energy released. Without these, the risk of energetic, psychological, or even physical harm increases significantly. Energy protection is a fundamental principle that must be implemented. Protective circles, cleansing mantras, and energy balancing rituals before and after practice serve as mechanisms to maintain a stable energy flow. In occult practices, the energy released during rituals can stick to the practitioner if not properly cleansed, causing tension, discomfort, or profound psychological disturbance. Therefore, these protective techniques are not merely symbolic, but practical means of maintaining energy integrity and ensuring that spiritual experiences remain controlled. The ethics of studying forbidden rituals also emphasize moral boundaries and responsibility to others. The energy released in rituals can affect the environment and others around them, so practitioners must always consider the potential impact. Intentions of exploitation or power over others not only risk attracting negative energy, but also contradict the core principles of occultism, which emphasize harmony and awareness. Therefore, moral discipline is as important as mastery of symbols, tools, and mantras. This chapter also highlights the importance of gradual learning. Understanding the theory, history, symbols, and impact of forbidden rituals before engaging in physical practice is a way to minimize risk. These practices are not to be rushed, but rather to be studied consciously so that the energies involved can be harnessed for the development of awareness, spiritual growth, and internal alignment. Wise practitioners use rituals as a means of introspection and awareness raising, not for personal gain or mere sensation. Finally, studying forbidden rituals with ethics and safeguards teaches that powerful spiritual energies must be respected. These practices open up an understanding of human limitations, moral responsibility, and how to interact with the energies hidden in the universe. With discipline, awareness, and sincere intention, forbidden rituals can be a means of profound learning, bringing spiritual understanding and expanding consciousness without harming oneself or those around them.